Hey friends, my name is Michelle Dickerson, if we haven't met yet, also known as Michelle with all the hearts. There's lots of hearts around here. You can read about my testimony with the hearts over at heartsfromgod.com. But today I wanted to speak on the gift of presence. Not presents, like here's a present, but presence, as in being together. So often we discount our value of just being a sister friend to somebody. In a world that is full of titles and certifications and qualifications and filters, expectations of having to be a guru of some sort, for those of us who are introverts and are a little bit more on the quiet side of life, we tend to feel like we don't bring much value or helpfulness sometimes to our friends, that they probably, would want or need somebody else. And I know I've had those thoughts before too, because my presence is fun, it's dorky, it's bubbly, but I'm also at the same time very quiet and on the more shy side. And I don't like to sit in really shallow places as far as, socially, just, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? Small talk, small talk. I like to sit on the couch with somebody and drink coffee and actually have great, deep conversations. This isn't great for when you're out socializing. It's better on more one-on-one moments where there's a block of time available. So one of the things that I've been more aware of in the last year or so is the gift of presence and how that can be such a gift and a blessing, even as an introvert, and even as somebody who doesn't feel qualified to be able to be a guru or expert for your friend's need. So you know how sometimes people will say, borrow my belief until you have your own, or you can borrow my courage until you have your own. Well, I'd like to offer the invitation to let somebody borrow your peace, to borrow your hope, to borrow the grounding that you offer just by you being you in the moment. I know for me, when I was going through, an anxious season or just overwhelmedness, that the people that I was drawn to were two different people. There were times where I just needed to kind of hide and blend in, and I would look for those really extroverted friends who could, be the light and shine and take the distraction off, and I could just kind of vicariously live through their energy and kind of be behind it a little bit. But then there was also times I just needed to be with a friend, but not a friend that was going to be entertainment, if that makes sense. To be with somebody that you could borrow their peace, you could borrow their strength, you could borrow their grounding just by being with them, build you up. So if you have one of those friends, I encourage you to seek them out if you find yourself in that season of angst. But really, my encouragement today is more for the friend who is that grounding, that you do not listen to the lies of the enemy, that you don't offer any value, that your grounding and your peace and your strength and your faith is not an expert or guru-ness or not needed or not necessary. It is highly, extremely rare, and it's very valuable to your friend who needs that grounding, that confidence, that courage, that peace, that joy, that stability, that grounding. So the next time you have a friend that's just asking, hey, can we just go for a walk? Or can we just hang out for a little bit? Ask them how they're doing, and ask them if they're just looking for somebody just to be with, or offer that to them. Say, hey, would you like to have a cup of coffee and not talk? Would you like to go for a ride in the car? Would you like to go for a walk? Do you want to go grab something to eat? Just knowing that it's not necessarily offering expertise advice, that there's no pressure for that, but that what you're actually offering them in the gift of presence is just your heart being available to meet theirs in that moment, and not overthink it, and do not let the enemy minimize how precious that gift is to your friend. In a world of so much hype, those of us who tend to be more of the sit still types, we can feel a little bit lost or undervalued. And I just want to encourage you today that it's a beautiful gift, and that there is great strength that comes from you in your grounding and your faith to the other person. So today, may you find yourself grounded and feeling strength and empowered in your gift of presence that you have to offer to another friend. And if you are in a season of angst and you're needing that friend, ask the Lord to send them to you and show them to you. But be vulnerable enough to say, look, I just want to hang out with you. Can we just be together and go get a cup of coffee? Can we just go for a walk? Would you be willing to just text for a little while and just get into a deep conversation? Or, hey, I just wanted to share this with you, and just go deep. And if it's 5 minutes, it's 5 minutes. If it's 5 hours, it's 5 hours. Carve out the time that you need, but be sure to ask for it. And then if you're the grounding friend, be sure that you offer it and understand that you're enough just as you are. So I hope this is a word of encouragement, whether you are the grounding or you need to be grounded, that it is perfectly okay to ask for that. It's also a beautiful gift to give that. So enjoy the gift of sisterhood. There's a place for all of us, and there's a season for everything. The same friend that you can go dancing with is the same friend that you can sit and just be with. What a beautiful gift. So you are more than enough. Enjoy the blessing of sisterhood together.